Evening, everyone, and welcome to Hudson High School for tonight's soccer matchup between the visiting Cheyenne Mustangs from West Fargo and your hometown Hudson Raiders. In line with the WIAA and Big Rivers Conference, Hudson High School requires good sportsmanship at education-based athletic activities. Admission to an event is a privilege, and with that privilege comes responsibility. Responsibility to conduct oneself in a respectful manner, where the event is enjoyable for athletes, coaches, officials, and fans. Lastly, please be reminded that state law prohibits the use of alcohol, tobacco, and drug products in an area used by public schools. Now, would you please rise and honor America by removing your hats for the national anthem performed by the Hudson High School Swing Choir members, Ava and Cece. Thank you to Ava and Cece. And now for tonight's starting lineups, starting with the visiting Cheyenne Mustangs. Number 2, Chase Odlin. Number 0, Bjorn Castor. Number 6, Nick Sipe. Number 7, Abel Garte. Number 10, Braxton Leslie. Number 10, Adam Schmidt. Number 11, Meyer Daniels. Number 13, Quinn Breidenbach. Number 14, Zane Breidenbach. Number 16, Kobe Lamar. And number 17, Randy Montoya. The Mustangs are coached by John Melendez and Jacob Anderson. And now for the hometown Raiders. Number 1, Tyler Hindall. Number 3, Sam Youssef. Number 4, Xavier Island. Number 5, Owen Netterlow. Number 6, Nikki Allenoff. Number 13, Caden Lennox. Number 14, Mac Mizell. Number 17, Jackson Olette. Number 18, Calvin Lassard. Number 20, Quinn Johnson. And number 22, Soren Matson. The Raiders are coached by Steve Solom and Mitch Karras. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Let's have a great match. All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the River Channel broadcast of Hudson Raider boys soccer here in Hudson, Wisconsin. A special Friday night matchup tonight with the hometown Hudson Raiders in blue playing from left to right on your screen. And here we got some action right off the bat. Good effort there by number 5, Owen Netterlow, one of the team's highest scorers, to score there. So the visiting team in white, the Cheyenne Mustangs from West Fargo, are visiting here, and they are in white, playing from right to left on your screen and defending the goal right now. Big cross in. Lots of a big scrum there, and Netterlow tries to pop a left-footed shot in and sends it a bit high. So good effort by the Raiders right off the bat, and the Mustangs will take the goal kick here.
I'd probably hang myself on that one.
It's a beautiful night here in Hudson, Wisconsin. About 75 degrees here, right on the border with Minnesota on I-94. For those of you maybe tuning in from the general Fargo area there, it's great to have everybody here. This is actually part of a four-team, kind of a friendly little tournament of matchups today and tomorrow. Following this game, the Cedarburg High School in Wisconsin boys team will take on the Stillwater, Minnesota boys soccer team. Stillwater is located just across the river from Hudson and a little bit north of us. This is the second four-team friendly that Stillwater and Hudson have been playing in. So, and then tomorrow there'll be different matchups over at the Stillwater Stadium, where Hudson boys will take on Cedarburg, and the Fargo boys here will take on Stillwater over there. So nice way to get a different look at some different teams here, and we certainly welcome the West Fargo team to the area here and your families. So this is broadcast here on YouTube and Facebook through River Channel. And if you are tuning into the YouTube channel, then little handball there on the Raiders is going to give Fargo a free kick here. But if you're tuning in, please pop your name in the chat and tell us who you're watching and where you're from. Always kind of fun to see who is tuning in and what you're watching here. So Fargo now with their first true possession here, moving it into Raiders territory. Disrupted here by the Raiders' defense. Raiders had a tough conference matchup last night against Eau Claire Memorial. Basically, they're one of their arch rivals. Generally, the two compete for the Big Rivers Conference title each year. And it was a tough matchup there in Eau Claire. It was an early game at 5 o'clock there because they don't play in a stadium. They play kind of out in a grass field around the school. And that game ended 1-1 last night, but it sounds like it was a physical matchup. And so we have a little different lineup here playing tonight for the Raiders than many of the usual starters. So especially with 3 games in a row, it's always good to mix up the lineups a bit and see how they're doing. So with that, let's now dial in and enjoy the game. Sending it wide over there to Matson of the Raiders, and little bounce off play there by Nikki Halanoff. playing a little further upfield than usual. Nicky's off in a center defensive player for the Raiders, getting a little chance to come out of that zone a bit. Here go, Raiders will dial it up. That's Netterlow again with a little dial up, and then Calvin Lassard taking a big swing at the goal there and just sending it a bit wide. So despite the fact that this is not the Raiders' normal starting squad, Netterlow and Lassard are two of the Raiders' top scorers this year. So so there's definitely some firepower on the field for the Raiders. Last night in the Eau Claire Memorial game, Raider Connor Sparling was the sole goal scorer for the Raiders in a 1-1 tie. It tells you something because usually the Raiders, as of late, have been scoring about 4 goals a game or more. So it was a tightly contested match last night. Comes Allen off again, sneaks it through. Lassard just running into a little too much defense there. Decides to bring it out and reset. You can see there's a large number of white defenders there that are just simply there to ricochet and block shots as well as try to take the ball away. So it gets to be, it's challenging to score from the center there in any situation. But Raiders end up with a corner kick here. It looks like Matson and Caden Lennox taking that in a little short 2-man game that they like to play. Matson gears up and pulls that ball a little too far out, but they pop it right back in, and there's some guys there ready to make something. Oof! Soren Matson right there, tough angle to score on, but a good attempt for the Raiders. In for the Mustangs, number 21, Irvin Kasapovich. Again, off the Fargo Mustang, or the Cheyenne Mustangs, sorry for that. And the Raiders will have another corner kick here. We're about 8 minutes into the first half. Our score sits at 0-0. Big ball in for the Raiders. Nice header there. Nicely collected by goalkeeper Bjorn Caster of the Mustangs. Nicely played. And they send that ball out wide to move it up the field. A little bit of shoulder-to-shoulder bumping there, and the Raiders are called for a foul. Some good moves down there by Abel Garte of the Mustangs, and now the Mustangs will have a free kick in their own territory, in the Raiders' territory. They're going to send it in big. Header there by number 13, Quinn Braden Bach, sorry, and cleared out by the Raiders. Substitution for the Mustangs, number 25, Michael Gullix. Mustangs again trying to make something happen. A little bit of bumping, a little bit of hand checking, but as long as that's balanced and not a lot of leaning or forcing it, it's completely legal. And Mustangs try for a little give and go there. Not able to quite get enough on the go there, the go pass. Soren Matson tries to take that out, but tough ball to handle, and that's going to be a Mustangs throw-in. Nifty move there by Kobe Lamar, but the long ball there was intercepted by the Raiders. Here comes Netterlow with Lassard in the way. Goalkeeper Bjorn Castor comes out far, and I think maybe got a little sun in his eyes or something, but that ball got sneaked by him, and maybe he let it go. And then it trickles out of bounds. It'll be a Mustangs goal kick. Sue Blizzard tuning in with River Channel will not be streaming those games, so I don't know if another provider will be here streaming any more games tonight. In terms of tomorrow's games, that'll be up to Stillwater, who is hosting those games, and whether they will be streaming anything. I'd recommend checking their website at Stillwater High School to see what they may or may not be doing with that. Raiders now bringing the ball back, all the way back to Tyler Hindall, goalkeeper, and orange there for the Raiders. Sneaks it up to Allenoff, gets it out to Mac Mizell. A little bit of a collision there, but no foul call to be. Mizell will throw the ball in now. Gets it into Lassard. Sneaks it up to Allenoff. Nice little through ball. Kicked off of number 16, Kobe Lamar, and will be a throw-in for the Raiders. Mac Mizell with the throw here. Gets it over to Lassard. Kind of comes off tough, and the Mustangs are able to take that one away. Nifty little turn there. A little bit too much on that pass, though, and the Raiders are able to take the rebound on that tough ball there, and now they're advancing again. Into Lassard, into the corner. Lassard kind of plays a little nifty trick there to get the ball back, but eventually the Mustangs take it and clear it. Raiders again moving that ball around. Nobody in front of for a foot race here, but Raiders looked like they were up for that one. That was number 20, Quinn Johnson over there playing the left D, and showed a good speed burst there to prevent anything from happening. In for the Mustangs, number 15, Easton Odegaard. Big throw there, and the Raiders get a head on it and clear that ball. Little out and then a cross ball. Nice play, but generally a nice play there by the Mustangs. Too much congestion where that ball ended up, though, for them to do much with it, but that was kind of a nice little set play they must obviously run, because everybody seemed dialed in for what was going to happen and where that ball was going to be. Little inadvertent handball there, but the referee put the whistle in his mouth, but held off from calling. I guess he felt like there was an advantage there, and let the play continue. Soccer is one of the few sports where if a team has a distinct advantage and a foul happens, a penalty of some sort, they won't call the penalty. They'll let the team take that advantage, because that can be better for them in the long run than having a free kick in a lot of cases. So So it's not that the referee doesn't know there was a foul, but it's based kind of on the circumstances. So, but as most things in life, that can also be controversial. Two people might view that very differently. So we trust our referees, though. They do a great job, and we are certainly glad they are here officiating our games. Hello, Ben Wassman. It's good to have you tuning in and watching the Raiders from looks like Nebraska. I'm not sure what you're doing there, but I know you're all over the place. So it's good to have you tuning in virtually, and probably see you next week at one of the home games here at Raider Stadium with 2 home games next week here for the Raiders on Tuesday and Thursday, both broadcast here on River Channel. Sneaky play there. Nice attempt by number 11, Meyer Daniels of the Mustangs. He kind of did a juke and came back and snuck a pretty good low shot, but Hindall was right there to pick that one up. Now here's Lassard. Good defense there by the Raiders. It's going to be a Raiders throw. In for the Raiders, number 9, Aaron Sparling. Number 16, Austin Nava. And number 23, Ben Weaver. Also entering the game is number 19, but I don't have a name to go with that on the roster. So we welcome him. I will try to figure out who that is. If he scores, it's going to be a little challenging to give him credit. Raiders again moving that ball around. Quick one-touch play there and hit that ball a little early and sends the ball high over the goal. In for the Raiders, number 10, Harry Ross. Raiders again bringing it deep, but putting it out of bounds, and that'll be a Mustangs goal kick. In for the Mustangs, number 19, Kabine Janae, and number 22, Khalif Ialarte. all the way back to Tyler Hinsdall, and sorry for the little lapse there in play-by-play. I run the stadium PA system as well as doing this live stream. Here we go, sneaking through to, oh yeah, Aaron Sparling buries that shot. A really well-timed play and a really well-placed shot by Aaron Sparling. So number 9 with the goal for your Raiders at about the 20-minute mark. That's a goal for your Raiders. Number 9, Aaron Sparling. And that is Aaron's 3rd goal of the season. Captain, one of the 2 captains, him and Harry Ross. So slowly over the last about 5 minutes, Coach Solom has kind of snuck in some of his regular starters again, and again, having a game last night, those players played a lot of minutes. Rough matchup, as always with Eau Claire Memorial, so them getting a little bit of a break here to start another early game. And Sparling comes in and immediately, within minutes, is a difference maker. So good goal, Aaron Sparling. I can try to see. I think that was Austin Nava with the assist. He is Harry Ross down. Austin Nava is number 16. You bet. So I have an extra one. Do you want an extra one? Yeah. Yep. Thank you. So Harry Ross down. Harry took a tough hit at the end of yesterday's match and probably still feeling the effects a bit tonight. Harry's one of the captains for the Raiders. In for the Raiders, number 11, Connor Sparling. So now we have the Sparling brothers on the field. They are twins, and they may actually be playing the center mid positions together, which is kind of fun and interesting. Aaron lining up for this free kick here. I think Harry must have gotten tripped up. I didn't actually see the play. I was trying to see who got the assist. Here comes Sparling. Takes a shot, trying to get that tucked into the upper corner, but sends it a bit high, and that'll be a goal kick for the Mustangs. In for the Mustangs, number 10, Adam Schmidt, and number 20, Eben Brecker. Another foul on the Mustangs will give the Raiders a free kick out towards midfield. That's Olet sending it over to Xavier Island. It's going to pop a kind of a popper up into the middle, taken by the Mustangs. Cleared out of the zone there by Mustang Nick Sipe, and the Raiders will have a throw-in. Now at about the 24-minute mark of this match, the hometown Hudson Raiders in blue, leading 1-0 over the visiting Cheyenne Mustangs from West Fargo in white on your screen. Ball's cleared by the Mustangs, gathered in by Nicolette. Manning the center D for a while here, and good ball there by Henry Vandenbark. Henry entered the game at some point, kind of missed that. May have been during the goal. So number 19, oof, heck of a shot there and a nice save by Bjorn Caster. So number 19 of the Raiders is Jake Poole. Sorry about that. Good to have Jake in the match. Thankfully, I have friends in the stands who know more about the players than I do, and I can text them on the spot for information. So thank you, Amy Hauser. Ball's over to Sparling, Aaron Sparling, who's going to send a little lefty. Ooh! It's a nice little set play there. He sends it left towards the far post up in the air, hoping there'll be a head there to put it in, and there were actually two within a couple feet, and no luck. It's all a matter of timing. Sometimes that ball can be low, sometimes it can be high, but it was a nice play. In for the Mustangs, number 12, Emmanuel Ducali. Raiders taking that ball back in and not being able to sneak it through, and that'll be another goal kick for the Mustangs. The Raiders enter this match with a record of 3-1-1. One loss to now I'm drawing a blank, Middleton High School out of Wisconsin, and the tie last night to Eau Claire Memorial with some wins over Chippewa Falls, Minneapolis Southwest, and I'm drawing a blank on the third win, but off to a good start this season. Back into the game for the Raiders, number 5, Owen Netterlow, and number 22, Soren Matson. Vandenberg running the middle now. Little breakaway here. Hindall coming up really big. Little misplay by the defense there. And number 12, Emmanuel Ducali, had a great opportunity, but Hindall played that miraculously well, laying his body out long and wide to break that play up and gather the ball in, and preventing any shot there by the Mustangs. Raiders again bringing the ball back, resetting. Vandenberg setting up a really nice play. That was a beautiful little through ball pop, but Netterlow, you got to just take that however you can, and he just got on that a little early and sends it up high. Looks like offside anyway, but still a pretty fun play to watch and develop, even though it's all coming back, and it'll be a free kick for the Mustangs. Big boot there for the Mustangs out to about midfield. Raiders pick that one up. Mustangs get it back and are going to try to sneak it through the middle. Disrupted there by the Raiders. Ball cleared there by number 20, Eden Brecker of the Mustangs. Will be a Raiders throw-in. Good play there by Khalif Ialarte to try to head that ball further down, but disrupted by the Raiders' defense. Fargo showing some very good passing sequences here. They've just not been able to really get much going in the offensive end. One shot on goal and a almost breakaway, but not a lot yet. We'll see if that will change as this game moves on. Not much of a wind advantage for either team tonight. The air is still but cool. In for the Mustangs, number 17, Randy Montoya.
Ball control.
And in for the Raiders, number 7, Owen Wassman. Ball comes back to the Raiders' defense. Vandenbark now with the ball in the middle, pushing it up. Back to Connor Sparling, who sends a really nice wide outlet pass there, but tough to handle that on the line like that, though. And Wassman with a good attempt on it. Now the Raiders back with it. There's Connor Sparling with a nice little chip ball over to Wassman, who did his best to stay on side and did, but tough ball to handle. Raiders with another throw, though. We're about 31 minutes, a little over 31 minutes into the half. Each half is 40 minutes here. Oh. Yeah. A little bit of a takedown there. Sneaky play by Sparling. And he gets either purposely or inadvertently taken down from behind, and that's going to be a call in the box every time. That's going to give the Raiders a PK. So Aaron Sparling, the victim of that foul, is going to get the shot. Already scored once. And sneaks one into the lower right corner for the second goal of the night for Aaron Sparling, and the second goal for the Raiders. That's a goal for your Raiders, number 9, Aaron Sparling.
Heads up, Blake. Keep the game.
Tough play there. Whether hard to tell if that was a purposeful takedown or not. Still has to be called, and a lot of times calls inside the box, if they're marginal, are going to be like, oh, that one was not one that could really be ignored. So in for the Raiders, number 21, Quinn Packard. Here come the Mustangs now with about 7.5 minutes left in the half, down 2-0. 2 goals is not a comfortable lead for any soccer team or coach. One PK like we just saw there can happen to any team, and suddenly it's a 1-goal game again. So the Raiders are going to keep pushing it and looking to make some things happen. The Mustangs try for a big cross in there, but that one drifts out of bounds and will be a Raiders goal kick. It's number 15, Mason Gutzmeal, entering the game for your Raiders. Little short pass there on the goal kick, and the Raiders will send that ball up long and hard. It's number 5, Owen Netterlow, trying to keep that ball in, but is not successful. Tough play to do that. Vandenbark with a nice takeaway and ball up to Sparling. It's a through ball. There's Gutzmeal. That was a great slide tackle by the Mustangs. Again, nice play by, tough to get a shot on that ball, but Owen Wassman did, but then Nice play by the defense and goalkeeping of the Mustangs. So nice little back and forth there in front of the Mustangs goal. Keeping it out, and the Raiders will have a corner kick here. So they're going to play a short, quick pass. Connor Hauser entered the game as well at some point. I see Connor out there. Good to see him on the field. Number 8. Ball out of bounds is going to be a corner kick for the Raiders. I'm going to predict that one of these is going to end up in the net soon. The Raiders generally are pretty solid at corner kick scoring, and you give them enough, they're going to put one in. So we'll see. It's a quick little shot in, and there it is. There it is, Owen Wassman with a beautiful header into the goal. That's number 7, Owen Wassman with the goal for your Raiders. And no, I did not watch that on time delay. That was just great prediction by me, I guess. So, Raiders take a 3-0 lead with about a little over 5 minutes left in the first half. 2 goals by Aaron Sparling and 1 by Owen Wassman. And that last one was it was a great kick in. I believe that was Sparling on the corner kick, and then Wassman really just timing that header right and directing it right where he wanted to. And Raiders are good at that, so fun to watch. Big throw there, Aaron Sparling playing it around, and it'll be a corner kick for the Raiders. Down to about 4.5 minutes in the first half. Sparling and Vandenbark there in the corner, going big. That one was a little longer. Kicked out by the Mustangs, so that's going to give the Raiders a corner kick on the other side. Aaron Sparling heading over there to take the goal kick there. The short man game that the Raiders like to play in that corner, always it kind of draws. There's a nice play there, another nice ball, but a little tight to the goal line, so a little hard to get much on it. And a big shot there by Quinn Packard, but goes a little high. So nice sequence of offense there for the Raiders, even though no goal was scored, and that's going to be a goal kick here for the Mustangs. Nice head play there by Wassman, trying to get Sparling a hat trick opportunity there, but Bjorn Caster of the Mustangs played that ball really nicely. It's Vandenbark over there, him and Connor Hauser, a little 2-man game. Now Wassman has it up top. Sends it into Sparling and back to Wassman. A low ball in, and there's a collision, and that collision is due to Aaron Sparling, and that'll be a foul on him and a free kick for the Mustangs with about 2.5 minutes left in the first half now. Connor Hauser with a nice aggressive takeaway there. Ball intercepted by the Mustangs. We're going to try to get a push here at the end of the first half. Another foul on the Raiders. A little push from behind by Hauser. 2 minutes left in the half. Free kick here for the Mustangs as the Raiders and the Mustangs head deep. Mustangs are going to try to put this one deep. Not a bad kick. Solid header. Good takeaway there by Vandenbark. Brings the ball up a bit and spreads it over. Goodsmeal with the ball there into Sparling. Back to Quinn Packard. He's getting his be a Raiders throw in now. Over to Vandenberg.
One minute.
Big ball in there by the Mustangs, looking to make something happen. Nice little give and go there, little drop pass. Quick little left-footed ball, a little bit long for that, but good attempt there by number 22, Khalif Ialarte, who I think we're going to hear from him by the time this game ends a little bit more, either with good attempts or maybe putting something on the board, but he's kind of been in the middle of a lot of the offense for the Mustangs.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's halftime, folks. Please visit the concession stand for some tasty treats and beverages on this beautiful night. We'll see you back in 10 minutes.
All right, folks, here we go. Back for second half action here at Hudson Raider High School Stadium in Hudson, Wisconsin. And right off the bat, the Raiders get that ball deep and have a corner kick. We're starting this second half. Got to start the clock. Ryan, got to start. Here we go. That did not. And here we go. So Raiders with a goal or corner kick here. A few just seconds into the first half, they get the ball deep and have that opportunity. Playing a little short game there. Back over to Soren Matson. Puts a cross on. Nice head flick. Oof. Mickey Allenoff, I believe, there with a heck of an attempt, but sends that ball wide. That's going to be a goal kick for the visiting Mustangs. So we have the Cheyenne Mustangs from the West Fargo area, Cheyenne High School, and visiting in white, playing from left to right on your screen now, and the hometown Raiders of Hudson High School in blue, playing from right to left on your screen. Good takeaway there by number 7, Abel Garte of the Mustangs. The Raiders now get that ball back at about midfield. Good attempt there by number 10, Adam Schmidt. Nobody in front of him, so he tries to tap that ball out and see if he had the speed, but Raiders had a step on him defensively anyway, so tough play, but heck of an effort for Schmidt there. Raiders now get the ball again deep in the territory, and the Raiders kick it out. It'll be a throw-in about as deep as possible in their own territory for the Mustangs. Ball goes out. That'll be a Mustangs throw-in. Actually, a free kick there, a little too much. There was a lot of bumping there, and the Raiders get called for the foul there. Another throw-in here for the Mustangs. It's number 7, Abel Garte with the throw. Raiders defense is swarming, putting that ball up, and the Raiders allow that to trickle out, and that'll be a goal kick for the Raiders.
Get aggressive, 16.
Olette with a big kick there, sending it up, and Soren Matson settling that ball there and trying to do a little quick through ball there to teammate and kicked out of bounds by the Mustangs again. Be another Raiders throw. Again, there's Jackson Olette sending a low ball, kind of crossing through ball there, but gets disrupted by the Raiders. Save that ball out of bounds. That's Jackson Olette down again. Jackson had an ACL injury for most of last season, so we're going to certainly hope it's nothing like that here. All right, Olette's kind of walking off on his own power. I think he's going to be all right. Referee keeping things moving here. In for the Raiders, number 19, Jake Poole. Or is it Jack Poole? Mustangs with a crossing ball in. Collected by Tyler Hinsdahl, nicely played by Tyler, and he's going to roll that ball up. Good little touch play there by the Raiders. Sam Youssef there with a nice touch. Mustangs trying for a sneaky through ball, and the referee is calling something somewhere. It's outside the box. There was a little bit of kind of shoulder nudging there, enough that the ref is going to make a call here. And he's walking off the Raiders, who will form their line. This will be probably the best overall attempt here for the Mustangs at this point. Hard shot there. Another hard shot. Wow. The referee, side judge called something here. Maybe an offsides. Doesn't matter. Heck of a round of shots there, and some wonderful goaltending by Tyler Hinsdahl of the Raiders. But number 7, Abel Garte with the first shot, which was pretty good blast through the wall. It did hit the wall, but sometimes that's what you want because it throws the goalkeeper off completely on where it's going to go. And then I believe it was maybe getting around number 11, Meyer Daniels, who popped in for another great shot, but Hinsdahl made a really nice save there as well. So Hinsdahl playing well this game. And now the Raiders back at it at the center of the field. See if they can get some offense of their own going here. Comes Lassard, who gets tripped up. You're almost always going to get called if you are behind the guy and he falls over. So it's when you're slide tackling in front and you get ball, you're going to be all right. But both sides have seen that today, that if you take somebody down from behind, it's whether you get the ball or not, you're usually always going to get a call. So here's Alanoff gearing up here for the ball from about 30-some yards out. Hits that one maybe a little harder than he wanted to and a little low, but not a bad attempt. And but nicely handled by Mustangs goalkeeper Bjorn Castor. And he sends it out. Raiders regather the ball. That's number 4, Xavier Island there, sending that ball into Lassard. Back to Alanoff from Sam Youssef. Quinn Packard again up to Xavier Island. Ben Weaver now, sending it over and back, and now into Lassard again with a nice little quick turn. Too much defense, though. Too much defense. Those plays are great, but they can be tough sometimes. Hinsdahl coming way out and plays that ball nicely out far to Ben Weaver. Or no, sorry, that's Caden Lennox. Again, Fargo going deep. And there is a nice turn there. Good ball. Good effort there by number 6, Nick Sipe. Nice move and turn, and then gets across, but not many Mustangs there with him, unfortunately, and the Raiders were there to take that ball back. About 10 minutes into the second half, hometown Hudson Raiders continue to lead 3-0 over the visiting Cheyenne Mustangs out of West Fargo area. Xavier Island with the ball. Pushing it up now. And taken by the Mustangs, who are now going to push it. And then decide to pull it back and reset. It's a good little passing sequence there, and the Mustangs go long. It's about a 34-yard shot. A lot of leg on that ball, though, but it's a tough shot and a tough angle. But sometimes you got to take a shot and see what happens, too. Sometimes you surprise the goalkeepers in that situation, but not this time. Number 18, Pedro Silveira in the game for the Mustangs. Mustangs go for a quick tap out. Raiders with the throw in this time. There's Jackson Ouellette returning to the game. That's good to see. It's number 17, Jackson Ouellette, back in the game for the Raiders. Lassard. It's a really nice play in the middle of traffic there. Goes into Matson, who does a little tap back, and Lassard was following. Not sure if that was designed or not, but it sure played out nice. Lassard didn't quite get the full boom on that ball that he would normally like. And nicely, again, though, played by Bjorn Castor to save that goal. Xavier Island with the throw in here for the Raiders. Into Austin Nava. Xavier Island again, looking for a target to throw to. Likes to throw deep down the line. Lassard's going to go fight that one out. And Nava. Ben Weaver now. Oof. A little bit too aggressive there by number 18, Pedro Silveira. Jumping up and kind of pushing off the back to try to get a little more height. Comes number 20, Quinn Johnson. He's going to pop this ball in. It's almost like a corner kick. That's not a bad ball. Nobody there to really put it away. There's Matson bringing that ball back out, and a quick pass back in, but cleared by the Mustangs here. It's a quick ball through ball. Come the Mustangs. There's Ouellette. He's going to fight him off from behind. Aggressive play by Sipe. No fouls called, though, and it'll be a quick throw in here deep in Raider territory for the Mustangs. Quick pass back. Sipe's going to do a big cross. High. Not in a bad location. Quick ball through. Hits the crossbar. I believe that was number 10, Adam Schmidt. Not the full blast he wanted either, but he got enough on it to make it interesting, and had a little top spin, I think, that plunked it off the crossbar, and then Tyler Hindall able to gather it. The Mustangs are kind of in an awkward position. They're trying to make sure they keep defense back because the Raiders tend to possess the ball more offensively, and then that's leaving their offense with not many numbers to try to score. And they've had some good opportunities here in the second half. Some adjustments by Coach Melendez at halftime. We're seeing more offense out of this team, but it's sometimes you need more numbers to really make some of those opportunities happen. The Raiders get it again up front. Cleared out by the Mustangs. There's Olette going in, sending it in again. Xavier Island now with the ball. Come the Raiders, are getting a chance here. Little cross ball sneaks through, but there is Abel Garte again of the Mustangs clearing that ball out. He's kind of all over the field playing a nice game tonight for the Mustangs. Ball's going to come all the way back to Hindall. Raiders again having the ball in the middle of the field. Playing it back to Olette. Puts a big ball across to Nava. It's a big ball in. Nava, they are trying to climb the ladder to get ahead on that, and just gets over him. So it's going to be a goal kick for the Raiders. In for the Mustangs, number 3, Dominic Rosales, and number 16, Kobe Lamar. In for the Raiders, number 12, Henry Vandenbark. About 17 minutes into the second half here. Raiders continue to lead 3-0. Had the Mustangs of Cheyenne High School in West Fargo area knocking on the door this time, though, this half. They've had probably 3 decent scoring opportunities and just not quite able to convert. One free kick that was dangerous and shot off the crossbar that almost played its way in. Here comes number 8 for the Mustangs. That's Makaya Mukhtar, and he's going to take the corner kick. Must have missed him entering the game. Corner kick. This might be one of few corner kicks so far for the Mustangs. That's a nice play. Whew. Raiders again. The Mustangs are knocking on the door. That was Meyer Daniels there with a nice heading opportunity, but just sends it a little bit over. Number 13, Caden Lennox in the game for the Raiders. Ball gets out wide. Raiders send it up deep. Maybe a little too deep. Oop. Gathered in. Nice cutback there by Lennox. Fresh into the game. Gets it over to Poole. Back to Poole now. Through ball there. It's going to be Olette chasing that down and wisely just kicking that ball way out of bounds. In for the Mustangs, number 22, Khalif Ialarte. Next round of games here will be the Cedarburg, if it's the Bulldogs, it looks like, versus the Stillwater, Minnesota Ponies. Will be the second match here tonight. Will not be streamed, but should be a good matchup of two good teams. And then there'll be a reversal of some of these matchups tomorrow over in Stillwater, which is just probably 10 miles away across the river and a bit north on the Minnesota side, when these Cheyenne Mustangs will take on the Stillwater Ponies, a perennial Minnesota powerhouse, and then the Cedarburg Bulldogs, I believe it is, will be taking on the Raiders over in Stillwater. That's a really nice play there by Poole. Heck of a run there by number 11, Meyer Daniels, who was trying to pass it off, I think, but the ball just kept sticking to his foot, and he probably ran about 45 straight yards there at a dead sprint with the ball, which you don't see very often. But and then he tried to have a nice pass off and didn't quite work out, but a heck of an effort. There's 22, Khalif Elarti, with a nice left-footed chip in. I don't think it quite went where he wanted, and Tyler Hindall of the Raiders was able to pick that ball off and get it out. Ball cleared out by Quinn Packard of the Raiders. In for the Mustangs, number 5, Jack Jalnick. And number 21, Urban Kasapovich. Raiders with some nice ball movement there and some good aggressive defense out of Ben Weaver. Ball's over to Xavier Island. Tries a through ball that goes a little high and a little wide and a little bit ahead of everybody, and that's going to be a goal kick for the Mustangs. There's Matson with the ball in the middle of the field for the Raiders, trying to feed the ball through to Nava. A little too much on it, and it's going to be another goal kick for the Mustangs. Big ball up. Be a Raiders throw here. Xavier Island, number 4. Number 5, Owen Netterlow in for the Raiders. Island trying to pop that one, goes off his foot a little. Probably not exactly where he wanted it, but Ben Weaver is there to fight it out and get that ball back, and then he plays it way back to Olette, which is a good safe play to reset. Again, bringing it back to Quinn Johnson, up to Island, who's got a little bit of space and breathing room. He's going to carry it up, feeds it into Jake Poole. It's either Jake or Jack. I apologize if I'm saying it wrong. Quick ball through, really nice play
Netterlow just timing it a little bit off, hits it a little too early, and sails over the goal. You hate to see that, but you actually see that at all levels of soccer, that you might be just 5-8 yards in front of the goal, but it's all timing, and you don't always have time to wait for that ball to be in the perfect spot to drill it, and so you kick it and it goes over. Drives you crazy, but it's all timing. It's a nice, good effort there by Austin Nava again. Mustangs trying to get that ball out of their zone into the offensive half, but the Raiders are playing pretty tough. Whew! That was Caden Lennox with a heck of a shot there, almost in. Exciting play.
Number 4, Edward Arukatan in the game for the Mustangs.
All right, Mustangs with the goal kick, trying to get that ball up and get some more offensive action. It's been they've had significantly more offensive opportunities this half than the first half, so that's been good to see. They just have not been able to find the net. They found the crossbar once or twice, though, so they've been close. Raiders again resetting. Sam Yusuf there. Now Xavier Island is trying to pop it in. Doesn't get under it enough, so that's a little bit too low. Good run there by Khalif Iolarte, but the Raiders are able to take that ball away.
In for the Mustangs, number 12, Emmanuel Ducali, and number 16, Kobe Lamar.
All right, we are now down to about 12 and a half minutes in the match. Raiders continue to lead 3-0. They entered the second half with that 3-0 lead and have not added to it this half yet. Got a foul here on the Raiders. It's going to give the free kick to the Mustangs. So scoring in the first half for the Raiders, Aaron Sparling with 2 goals, one on a PK, and then one by Owen Wassman, a nice header off of a pretty nice corner kick, I believe, by Sparling again, so he may have 2 goals and assist if that was the case. That puts Aaron Sparling at 4 goals on the season. So captain having a solid beginning of the season here. Sam Yusuf gets it over to Xavier Island for the Raiders. Over to Nava, who's able to get to it. Oh, nice little feed pass there to Island. Plays it out wide.
In for the Raiders, number 7, Owen Wassman.
Wassman entering the game. Got about 11 minutes left in the match. Throw in by Island to Wassman. Over to Nava. Pulls it back. Sneaks it through to Wassman. Nice play. A lot of defense there. Over to Olet. Up to Yusuf. to Ben Weaver and out to Highland again. Nifty little move there by Quinn Johnson. Good turn there by Goodsmeal. Just got a little bit, ball was just moving a little bit weird, so he couldn't do much with it. But Raiders will retain the ball with a throw-in. We're now under 10 minutes left in the match. Raiders continue to lead 3-0. Clear by the Mustangs, picked up by what? Xavier Island with lots of space and time. Excuse me there. Owen Wassman now with the ball. Sam Youssef bringing that ball back to Ouellette. Swinging that ball out wide now. Through ball, nice play. Good slide tackle there by the Mustangs. Goes out, and that'll be a corner kick for the Raiders with about a little less than 9 minutes left in the match. Big high ball, it's nice. Wassman again gets a nice head on it. A little further out though, and plenty of Mustangs in the way. So good attempt, but the Mustangs defense holds. Raiders again moving around. Here's Wassman over to Ben Weaver. Out to Henry Vandenbark out there on the right. Brings the ball in. There was a good shot attempt there. Wassman going for a bicycle there, but did not quite accomplish that task, but a good effort. That's Mason Goodsmeal over there, kind of trying to maneuver through traffic.
In for the Mustangs, number 17, Randy Montoya. And in for the Raiders, number 13, Caden Lennox.
Ball be a throw in here for the Mustangs. Sun is starting to go down a bit. We're getting shadows on the field. Again, a beautiful night for some soccer matches, and the rare Friday night soccer matchup anywhere in high school sports. Usually football reigns on Friday nights, but occasionally you get these soccer opportunities, and fun to see our Raiders playing here on a Friday night for the weekend. They will be having early bedtimes tonight, I'm sure, with matches tomorrow morning again for the Raiders and for the Mustangs here. Mustangs cleared out. Now down to less than 6 minutes left in the match. Little through ball, sneaks through, but Mustangs are able to get to that and clear it out. Certainly like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to this broadcast by the River Channel. Jeff Munter is my partner in the booth with doing all amazing, magical, technical things to get this broadcast to you. I'm Jeff Ian, I'm the announcer, and always a pleasure to watch soccer anytime. I coached for many years and always enjoyed the game. Actually coached a number of these players in their youth, including that guy there, number 5, Owen Netterlow, played up with my older boys' teams a few times. There is Owen Wassman with the ball. I coached him for a number of years as well, and his brother, Jack. And the Sparling boys were a few that I coached here, maybe a few more if I'm not remembering correctly, but always fun to watch these guys play. So Owen Wassman being sent off with a yellow card for something. I kind of missed that. I was trying to identify who was on the sideline coming in, and got some subs now coming in for the Raiders. I have no idea. Probably unsportsmanlike. In for the Raiders, number 14, Mac Mizell, number 19, Jack Poole, and number 22, Soren Matson. That's a really nice ball there by Quinn Johnson. Nobody home to do anything with it, but that was a pretty nice ball in there. Down to about 4.5 minutes in the match. Xavier, a nice little 1-2 touch there to get that ball up. Just speeds past Austin Nava, though. It'll be a throw-in for the Mustangs. Number 23, Ben Weaver in the game for the Raiders. So the Raiders really commanded the second half in time of possession, but didn't get much for good scoring opportunities here in the second half. Probably more so for scoring. The Mustangs had the more pure scoring opportunities, but time of possession definitely in the favor of the Raiders, which is a significant reason why the score sits where it is. Foul on the Raiders here, and that will give the Mustangs a free kick at midfield. We're down to about 3 minutes in the match. They're going to try to send this deep and high, I have a feeling. Raiders get the header to get it out. Mustangs pick it back up, and they're going to pop it back in. Xavier Island, kind of a controlled clear, gets it to a man up the middle. There's Nava sprinting, not able to get there. Be a throw-in for the Mustangs. Xavier Island with the throw. Into Matson. Does a nice little flick ball trying to get around it. Back to Ouellette. Now down to about 2 minutes in the match. Raiders continue to lead 3-0. Ben Youssef there with a shot on goal, but tough angle and gathered in nicely by goalkeeper Bjorn Caster, who has actually played quite a nice game for the Mustangs and kept the score much closer than it could have been. So kudos to Bjorn for a nicely played game in goal. So Ouellette trying to get that ball out. It's bouncing weird, though. That gets tricky, and he's carried it up. You don't see Jackson over on the offensive half very often, but there he was. Xavier Island out here trying to pick this ball up. Getting close to the 1 minute mark.
One minute.
Sam Youssef bringing it back to Ouellette. Sends the ball up to the strikers to see if something can happen. Ouellette sending that ball up the field. There's Ben Weaver picking up the rebound and trying to stick it through all the way to Matson. He's there. Tough defense there. Keeps the Raiders from doing much with that ball again. Now down to about 20 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And that's your match tonight, folks. I'd like to thank our visiting team, the Cheyenne Mustangs, for traveling here for this match and this weekend. I'd like to thank our coaches and players for a great game, our officials for their efforts tonight, our training team, and all those good people around the field here collecting balls for our players and fans. Thanks for a great game. Good luck in games tonight and tomorrow to everybody, and have a good night.